Hi folks, Antonio from GPR Music, and today I'm here with you to present a new software developed by a good friend of mine, Benedetto Schiavone, for the Roland Fantom and Fantom Zero synthesizers, Roland Jupiter and Jupiter XM, and AX Edge. Basically, it is a tones editor and librarian available both for Windows and macOS platforms that simplifies all the complexity of the ZenCore engine, adding some extra goodies that I will try to explain. So stay with me. Okay, so the first thing you have to do before using the software is to obviously connect and switch on your synthesizer. You have to connect your synthesizer via USB. You can use a MIDI connection via MIDI cables and a MIDI adapter, but it is not recommended due to the speed of the transfer. So use your USB cable and you're good to go. Simply, of course, before doing this, be sure to have downloaded and installed the correct drivers from the Roland website. I can leave the link in the description. After connecting your synthesizer, switch it on and you can launch the tool. The tool is basically portable. It is developed for Windows platforms, macOS platforms, and it doesn't have any installers to use. It is supplied as a zip archive. So all you have to do is to decompress it inside a folder of your own, and I can show. So for example, I decompressed it inside my D partition. You can use a folder, any folder you like. And basically the archive contains a few files: the executable, of course, the English manual in PDF, and if you bought the tool using the bundle, if you bought the bundle, I can leave the link in the description. You also have the files of the libraries of tones developed by Benedetto. I kindly recommend it. They are very, very, very beautiful. So I have everything, and once you have decompressed your tool inside your preferred folder, simply double click on the executable and you're ready to go. You need a couple of seconds to have your tool up and running, and after that, this is how the tool appears. So let's get started, and the first thing you have to do is to connect and configure your MIDI ports, of course. So simply go here to MIDI, and you have two choices to do. Leave your input empty, because if not you will have your MIDI notes and messages duplicated. It is used for another scenario. We will check it later on. What you have to do is to choose your controller and output MIDI ports. So simply go to the device, check the name of your synthesizer, click, and if everything goes well, you will have a smiling face near the port. So it means that everything is okay. If not, check your channel also. If you do not do anything, you can leave simply on all channels and it will work. But if you prefer, you can change channel. The same for your output port, as you can see. And I have my Fantom. Again, you can use your tool with the Fantom Zero, the Jupiter X, the Jupiter XM, and the AX Edge Roland synthesizers. I have my Fantom, so I will explain it on my Fantom. So after this, you're ready to go. All you have to do is to start moving, and this is exactly what we are going to do now, starting with the loading of sounds, editing, and sending to your synthesizer. Okay guys, let's try to understand how this software works and which are the key concepts on the bottom of it. The first thing you have to understand is the fact that this is an editor of tones. not an editor of scenes, an editor of tones, an editor and a librarian of tones. The second key concept you have to understand is the fact that it operates only on ZenCore tones. It cannot operate on V-piano tones. It cannot operate on model expansion tones due to the lack of documentation on how to operate with them. But consider that it operates on the most complex part of the engine, the ZenCore. The model expansions are a sort of how to say specialization of the ZenCore engine. But the piano and the organ are not so well documented, so it is a tool focused on ZenCore tones. The third key concept you have to understand is the fact that this thing operates on the tone loaded inside the zone 1 of the current scene. Why the zone 1? Because it is due to the MIDI architecture of this kind of synthesizers. So basically, all you have to know is the fact that you use the zone 1 as a sort of buffer of the current tone being edited. After that, you can save the tone inside your tool, inside your library, and send it, convert it, and do whatever you want. Let's try to take a brief look at the main sections of the tool, and in the last part we will try to load a scene, load a tone, edit, save it, converting, and send to the synthesizer. So basically this thing is organized in sections. It offers all the parameters of the ZenCore engine of the tone loaded inside the zone 1. So you have your oscillator parts in terms of the 4 partials that form the tone, the current tone. You can do basically the same thing you can do on your synthesizer, but you have on the screen of your computer. So on the Phantom you have a large display, but consider the Jupiter and the Jupiter XL and the X-Edge, you can see nothing. You have the filter parts, you have the amplifier, you have the 2 LFOs per partial to deal with, and you have the envelope section. And let's try to take a look at how many envelopes you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but you only have 4 partials. This is why Benedetto added a very powerful feature we will focus on in a dedicated video. It is the macro feature of the editor. What is it? Basically, it is a way to operate simultaneously on all the partials of the tone. So simply group them, choosing the one to operate on, and use this section to simultaneously edit all the parameters of the envelopes of your tone. The same concept is applied to the pitch envelope, accessible using this button. Exactly the same philosophy. Then you have the mod matrix for 4 modulation source, 4 destination for each one of the partial of the engine, of the ZenCore engine. You have then a section for operating on the LFOs, and this section contains another powerful feature we will focus on in a dedicated video, the step LFO possibility. Basically, using this tool you can reach a sort of user experience that is quite similar if you remember the Karma Lab software with your Triton synthesizers. You simply can transform your arranger, your synthesizer in a sort of arranger, driving your LFOs to new horizons. At the end you have the effect part that is the MFX part of your tone. It is another very powerful feature of the software. Effect by effect, all the parameters at your fingertips. So you can control everything in a couple of clicks. After that, let's see the other part of this tool on your left part. Basically, you have the possibility to load and save tones in CSX format. You have buttons to reduce your window according to your screen. And it is interesting. You have templates of tones to start from. For example, if you wanna make a pad, you can simply start double clicking, and as you can see, it is a great feature to have. Also, Benedetto added a template for a basic FM tone using the 4 partials as carriers and modulators. In the same way you can do with a basic FM synthesizer, but not exactly in the same way. You have more feature. We will focus on another dedicated video. As you can see, this is the quality. And then at the end you have shortcuts to send your tone to whatever part you want on your synthesizer. This is a shortcut of this part of the tool that is dedicated to the librarian section. The librarian section offers functionalities and to organize your tone, rename it, load a library of sounds, load using clipboard functionalities, writing tones, saving, recalling, and so on. Okay guys, so let's try to move our first steps with this tool, editing our first sound, our first tone. We will try to make a pad starting from the default template that the tool supplies. Here I have my Phantom with an initial scene loaded. So the first thing I have to do is to simply recall the tone on zone 1 in order to start editing it. After that, I want to initialize my tone. So the tool generates the new Pizza Go-Go tone, for example, and if I play it, you can see a very iconic sound from the D50. And now I want to start from this basic tone, and basic, not so basic indeed, and try to make a pad, okay? So we have to work with our envelopes, we have to adjust the filter, the waveforms, and so on. On the first partial we have the pluck part of the sound. On the second one, a dark timbre that is already good for our pad indeed. On the third one, no, not so bad. On the fourth one, strings. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to choose, let's say on the first partial we have a virtual analog waveform. Okay, I choose virtual analog, and let's try to lower the release. Okay, I have my filter envelope already set, and let's try to put a square waveform modulated by the LFO on the pulse width. So let's try to adjust the pulse width. The pulse width modulation is controlled by the LFO2. So let's see if we can. Good, it's okay. Let's try to adjust the level of the I adjust the rate a little bit. Okay, great. Let's try to add the second partial and see. Let's try to lower a little bit the virtual analog and adjust the pattern. Okay, let's try to wow, well, I like it. And on the last partial, let's say I want to change the waveform of the fourth partial in order to give more brightness or more bite to the sound. How can we do? I go to the waveform section of the partial. Let's try to take a look. I choose internal A. Let's try to see if yes, synthbox. Let's try. Let's try to give a Fairlight type sound. No. Maybe the first one, synthbox 1. Okay, let's try to waveform number R. Maybe also the synthbox 1 here. Synthbox 1B. Here we go. Synthbox, here we go. B. Let's try to lower the detune. Great. Let's try to see how it works. Let's try to adjust the volumes. For example, a little bit more on this and on this. Okay, let's try to see how it works as a pad. So I have to work on the envelopes. So the first thing I have to do is to adjust the attack of the sound, and I use the macro control for the envelopes on all the partials. Okay, let's try to adjust our volume. A little trick. This tool supports the hover function in the sense that if I put my mouse on the controller I want to move, and without clicking anything I move out my wheel, it works. I move here and I move the wheel. So let's try to adjust the volumes a little bit less the so. For what concerns the filter, let's try to adjust the cutoff on the last partial. Here we go. See? Let's see how quick it is to work with this editor and with the tone. It is very affordable and very quick to use it very fast. And as you can notice how well the synthesizer responds to the editor. So let's try to take a look at our effect. We have a little bit of chorus. Let's try for example to try again this section control the MFX, the effect on the MFX parameter. So the effect of the tone and the send of the to the reverb to the chorus of the whole tone. So let's try to see without effects. Okay, let's see. I don't want to use the chorus because the timbre is so rich. So let's try to see if we can use, for example, an equalizer. Okay. And I lower, try to give a little bit of not so bad, and again, let's see what can we do. Again, we can adjust a little bit the level of the Sarar timbre. Okay, so let's say I am satisfied with my sound. So now it's time to save. Let's give a name to the timbre. For example, Rich Sarar. And if I go on my Fantom, I can see that the tone has changed the name. Just a quick tip: if you don't see the name, changing, it is due to a limit inside the current version of the firmware of the Fantom. You have to refresh the screen, simply change scene and get back to the scene 1, and you will see the new name. So let's say I wanna save my tone. So I initialize my current bank, and I save. I write the current tone to the first slot. Now it is saved inside the tool, and I can use it as I want. So I have also to say, remember to save the tone also on your Fantom. So tone Rich Sarar, and I go on the first empty slot, for example. Okay, yes, and it's saved. Okay, let's say I wanna send my timbre to the part 2 and to use the part 1, the zone 1, for another timbre. Let's try to add a little bit of of a spike when pressing the keys. So tone. So if I disable the part 1, now let's try to see. Now I choose for my zone 1 this kind of timbre. Let's take a listen. I am on the zone 1, I enable the zone 2, and I adjust the volume of the pad of the plug. Again, I can save this tool on the second slot and so on. So it should be clear how simple it is to work with this tool. So that's it. As the last thing I wanna show is to how to load a library of sounds. For example, the one that is supplied with the bundle, and you simply press this button, go choose the library, and you have the sounds here. So for example, let's try to take a listen. For example. Let's have to take a listen at this kind of FM sounds. It seems like to have a DX7 under your hands. It is incredible. For example. And so on. As you can see how much quick and how much fast it is to work with this tool. Alright guys, we are at the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed my presentation and you like the software. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and to hit the bell in order to receive notifications, and as long as I will publish new videos. So I leave in the description the link to the website where you can buy the software and the sounds. Support Benedetto and his work. The tool is a great companion for your ZenCore synthesizer. And also, if you want, take a look also at my website gprmusic.com to grab sounds, listen to music, check my videos, and fetching ideas for your creations. So see you next time. Enjoy. Bye bye.